Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Compression Chronicles. My name's Oliver Jelly and I'm your host. I've got great pleasure to welcome today Erin Sokalsky, who's the National Clinical Manager at Essity. Thank you, Erin. Right, so you're a certified lymphedema and wounds therapist with a focused interest in compression therapy. You've got over 20 years experience, including clinical patient care, marketing and product development. Your goal is to further the awareness of lymphedema and compression therapy. Your focus has been education of not just clinicians, but fitters and patients as a speaker at national and international conferences and symposiums. First question, we'll go straight into it, Erin. Can you share your journey and what led you to focus on lymphedema and phlebology? So, in a nutshell, what brings you here today? What's your journey?
Yeah, my journey is kind of interesting because I actually started off as an athletic trainer. So I was taping ankles and standing on the sideline of football games and, taking care of any of the injuries that happened there. When I graduated from college, I there was limited things that I could do in the clinic when I was working. So I decided to go back to school for physical therapist assistant. And when I did that, I ended up doing a rotation in a lymphedema clinic and I never looked back. I literally stopped doing athletic training at that point in time and completely focused on lymphedema therapy. It was pretty interesting. My father was not thrilled with that. 4 years of college that I paid for, and here you're going into this whole other world, but it has become a huge passion of mine, and I've been doing it now for over 20 years and absolutely love it. So
Was there
um,
one moment where you thought, right, this is by calling, or was it a gradual development of it in an interest in the subject?
When I was doing it, it was a lot of learning, and so I was really just kind of in the learning. But it was truly my first patient that I treated myself. That I was like, this is amazing, and these patients are so underserved, and this treatment works. It really works, and these patients can have such a better quality of life if we take the time and treat them. And so it really was that first patient that I treated that I was like, I'm hooked. I'm in deep.
So obviously, I'm not asking you to name any patients, but that first patient, can you remember how you treated that patient?
Absolutely. He was the kindest gentleman. Him and his wife would come in 5 days a week. And he came in a wheelchair because his lower legs were so swollen that the front of his both legs were just split wide open with wounds because he had gone from doctor to doctor to doctor and they had no idea what it was. And so we started treating him, and I did the traditional complete decongestive therapy. We bandaged him, we took care of his skin, we exercised. And with that, 5 days a week, he kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it was over a period of about a month and a half, maybe. But he walked out of that clinic because he was able to use his legs again. And he just, it was so emotional for all of us involved. But yeah, I'll never forget him. And yep, He's the guy that got me hooked on this. Absolutely.
Thank you, Erin. That's an amazing story. Can we look at a typical day in the day in the life of a national clinical manager for lymphology and phlebology?
Yeah, there is no typical day. But a typical week for me may be getting on an airplane at some point, Monday or Tuesday, and heading out into the field. I am very fortunate. I get to work with all of our wonderful medical advisors and sales reps that are out there throughout the whole US. And so I get on an airplane, I go work with them, either helping them with patients that they're seeing or
You're
customers.
very hands-on.
Yeah, yes, yes. And I'm lucky that I get to see everything that's going on throughout the whole country. I get to help with patients. I get to help trainings. We do dinners together where I'll present, some new trend or, exciting topic that the local customers in that area want to know about. And then I get to also help out with the classes that the MAs are teaching or that we're hosting with, some of our special key opinion leaders and things like that. So There's that. And then I get to come home and, kind of throw it all together, figure it all out, help figure out what we need to do with the information going forward, perhaps different classes that we need to create, or you know, whatever else we need to help our patients and customers that are out there.
Wonderful. Thank you. So here's a question. How do people choose the right compression therapy?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really wish that there was a simple black or white answer to that, but unfortunately there isn't. But the biggest thing is really it's based on the patient and what their diagnosis is, how bad or how minimal their swelling is, and then what their capabilities are. Because you can get a patient the perfect garment, if they can't get it on, it does them no good. So we need to understand what the patient truly should use and what they actually can use. And we have to find that happy medium between all of that. And so it's really working with the clinician and the fitter who are working with these patients to understand the edema and the patient's any strength issues they may have or flexibility issues they may have, and then going from there. The great thing about the Jobs product lines are we have that product for everybody. So that patient that can only do a little bit, we have a product for that. Or the patient that needs some really significant compression, we have that product too. So it's really about figuring it out. And then it's also trial and error. So sometimes we try one thing and it doesn't work. The patient, is just like, I cannot manage this. And so then we adjust. And that's the great thing about having such a robust product line. We can do trial and error and find the absolute right product for the patient.
So what you're saying really is that because of the extensive range, you're able to provide bespoke, tailored solutions to the patient.
Absolutely. Whether it's ready to wear, where it's just off the shelf, or custom made, where it's specifically designed for that patient. We have that from flat knit to circular knit to wraps, daytime, nighttime, everything you could possibly need, so that we're ensuring that we're giving that patient the best chance to manage their edema effectively.
Wonderful. Okay, Erin. So Jobs is known for innovation in compression therapy. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we are the experts when it comes to knitting. And we have really kind of pushed the boundaries when it comes to your traditional flat knitted garments that are utilized for lymphedema therapy in our Confidence product. Our Confidence product is truly unique in that it is a flat knit garment, but it is 3D knitted. There's nothing else out there on the market like this product. And it's really unique for the patients because it's super comfortable. It is fit exactly to their limb size, and it's really hugging the limb. It really kind of shapes to them more so than any other flat knit out there on the market. And this product is so
To a
amazing.
newcomer, to a newcomer to compression therapy. So
Yeah.
so flat knit compared to 3D knit, that's a game changer, is it?
Yeah, because it's still flat knit in the sense that you're getting the kind of containment and the compression that is
Yeah.
needed for our lymphedema patients. But when the way this is truly designed and knitted, it's so different that it kind of it contours to the patient's limb so much more than your traditional flat knit garments. And so you're getting a really true custom fit for these patients. And what I love about it is it's taken off like absolutely beautifully. The patients love it. And we continue to innovate it. We've come out with different waistbands for it. We've come out, we started with our traditional knee-high, thigh-high pantyhose. We now have our biker shorts. We have capris. We have 1.5 leg panties, like any type of, combination that you could need. And of course, with different waistbands, and we even have these awesome motivational prints on there now on the waistbands, like keep moving, feel good, things like that, that just remind the patient, to keep at it every day.
Positive messages. So going back to a newcomer to compression therapy, could you compare it to maybe one of these mattresses where it molds to the shape of your body when you lie down?
Yeah. So the great thing about this product is it's always kind of contouring to you, just like the mattress does. I think they fit to you, and the more that you wear, well, you don't wear your mattress, but the more that you use your mattress, the more that it fits to you, which is exactly how these compression garments work. So the more that you wear them, the more that you wash them daily and wear them, it really truly fits to the size of your limb, giving you like a second skin, basically.
So it may come off the shelf, however, it then becomes bespoke to that person.
Yes, yes. They're all custom made for them to begin with, but the
Okay.
more that you but the more that you wear them, the more that it really truly kind of, I always say that they're living, breathing garments, and they fit to you
Yeah.
and they mold to you the more that you wear them. Absolutely.
Thank you, Erin. Um, Next question. What misconceptions do you think clinicians commonly have about compression therapy, and how do you address these?
Especially when we're talking about custom garments, well, garments in general, the first one is that they're expensive. And luckily, we have had the Lymphedema Treatment Act pass recently so that we now have coverage for our Medicare patients for these products. So these products are now more accessible to our patients than they ever have been. So that's really important because we had a lot of patients that may not have gotten the product that they should have in the past because of cost or insurance issues and things like that. So that's probably the first one. The other one that I think is another big misconception is that measuring for these products is hard. It is not. It is not hard. There is a lot to it, but I always like to say it's an art along with a science, because there are specific landmarks that you have to find to be able to measure for these garments, but we make it so easy for you. We're here to support you through the whole thing. We don't want you to be afraid to do it because you're the ones that know your patients the best. So, don't be afraid to measure, and we'll be with you the whole way through it.
And where can people go to find out more information and education to support them in measuring?
If anybody ever wanted to find out anything about education or any of the dinners that we do and things like that, you're going to want to go to jokescompressioninstitute.com. We have everything listed on there, from the webinars that we do to the in-person trainings and things like that. And it also, you can go to your local medical advisor or Jobst rep, and because we'll set up individual classes for just you and your clinic or your hospital system or your DME. We're happy to come in and do those too. Yeah.
So that leads perfectly on to the next question, because I know education is a massive priority for Essity and the Jopes team. Tell us about that.
Yes, we really put a huge focus on education this year, and it's only going to get better next year. We are excited about all of the classes that we have coming up. We're creating new and different classes based on what our market has asked for. But we also have our favorite classes for our customers, like our advanced class with Gunter Close, who is a favorite of our customers, and they learn so much from him every time. So we have 8 classes with him next year. So yeah, we're going to continue to support our customers and our patients with as much education as we can.
Okay, Erin. So tell us about the busy 2026 you have planned, and some of the activities that we can look forward to.
I am so excited about 2026. I can't even tell you. We have got some really cool things coming along. We're starting a new program called Ask the Experts, and it's really interesting. We get so many questions from patients and therapists and fitters. And we want to be able to give an extra outlet for these questions so that we can help get them the answers that they need in real time. So stay tuned for that. Looking forward to that. That's going to be great. It's not only going to be me answering questions, we're going to get some of our favorite key opinion leaders and medical advisors in there to help with specific topics. Really excited about that. Also, just our education in general.
And
We
people
have
that are interested in that just need to follow the Jope social media channels.
Absolutely. If you follow us on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or on Facebook, you will see we're going to have lots of posts about it, letting you know exactly when it is and how it works. Also, our education, we have new classes coming up for 2026. We have more classes coming up. We have webinars, all of that. We also have our all of our previous webinars available to you. If you go to Job's Compression Institute, it will tell you how to get to everything for that. And lots of cool campaigns. Our marketing team is working so hard behind the scenes to get some great campaigns for 2026. So I'm really excited for everything that's to come.
So everybody should stay tuned.
Yes, especially because we're going to have lots of Compression Chronicle videos like this for you too, with really cool people out there, not just me.
Okay, so next question. How do you support clinicians in addressing quality of life concerns in chronic edema or venous disease?
Yeah, quality of life as a clinician, that is my main goal. We really want to make sure that the patient is able to have the best life possible with their condition that they might be dealing with, because the patient and the clinician, they have done all this work to get their limb as small as possible. And so our goal is then to get them the product that's going to maintain that. And so I really work with it's such an individual thing too, because it's patient by patient by patient. So we just work directly with the clinicians and the patients. A lot of times we will come in and have a meeting with the patient and clinician right there. And we'll talk about, what are your goals? What are you trying to get back to? I have a product that can help you do that.
Wonderful. Can you share a patient success story that really illustrates the impact of proper lymphatic or venous management?
Yes. So I had, aside from my very first patient, because that's my go-to, because that story
I
just
was going to
gets me.
say, you started off with a really nice story, a
Yeah,
life-changing story.
that absolutely is. But I've seen so many patients and helped with so many over time. I have a woman who I helped work with, and she had the reason I think about this is because it's kind of a discussion that we have a lot of times with patients. She really needed compression, what we call toes to nose, meaning she needed a full pantyhose garment. And it's not the easiest thing to wear, to get on, etc. And she kind of had refused to wear it for a very long time. She would only wear knee-high garments. And I was able to, with the new confidence garment, as a matter of fact, I talked her into it. I said, please try this. This is unlike anything else you've ever seen before. And so I got her that garment all the way up to, to her navel. And I will never forget it. She called me crying. She's like, I never thought that I would ever be able to wear anything like this. And she was blown away. She was so grateful. That is why I continue to do what I do day in and day out, because of those kind of patients that they get their quality of life back, and that's why we all do it. Yeah.
A heartwarming story. So, Erin, when you're not flying around the country improving people's lives, what do you do at the weekend?
Well, it depends on the season, because most recently I was at a Penn State football game just about every weekend. So that's my thing. During football season, I have season tickets. It's my alma mater, so I'm always up there cheering on my team. Although our season did come to an end a little bit shorter than we would hope this year, but we did make a bowl game, so that's exciting. But other than that, I'm hanging out like with my family. I'm so lucky my family is nearby. I get to do brunch with mom and dad and my brother every Sunday, and then hanging out with friends, relaxing, recharging, and getting some good needed sleep.
Ready for another busy week.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us, Erin. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.